What is up, YouTube? Back with another video. In today's video, it's going to be a quick one. I just wanted to showcase the Bruen aftermarket conversion kit that you get for this week. I showcased the challenges in the last episode, I believe, but basically this is a conversion kit for the Bruen. From what I understand, it basically just makes it an integrated suppressed light machine gun, which is chambered in 300 blackout. I think the normal Bruen is chambered in 5.56, so this is going to be a little bit heavier hitting ammunition, but also quieter. So this is what the conversion kit does. It hurts your damage a lot, so I wouldn't recommend running this unless you are specifically running for a suppressed build. But again, this is a video game called Call of Duty, so there really is no need necessarily to run something suppressed for stealth, because you're not oftentimes going to need suppressed stealth capabilities. That's why I recommend, if you're running a suppressor, run something that helps with damage. Has pretty good recoil control overall for the most part. I have no other attachments. It's specifically just the conversion kit, and I believe a 60 rounder. I think that's the only difference I made, just for reloading purposes. But its damage output is pretty low. Now, it's not completely noticeable in the shooting range, but do keep in mind the shooting range dummies aren't 1-for-1 for characters, so keep that in mind. But you can see here the stats for the conversion kit. So you get a reduction of 30% for all effective damage ranges, including bullet velocity. And of course, there's a playlist update. You gotta love it. But you also get that, I believe it's 18% reduction in the damage range minimum, I believe it is. We'll check here in a second. No, it's 11, sorry. It's 11% for the target flinch is reduced. So that's kind of hurts. You also have an open bolt delay, which is normally 33 milliseconds. Here it's going to be, after this weapon conversion kit, it's going to be 52% reduction, so 50 milliseconds. Your RPM goes up, though, which is really good. So you have 844.4 RPM. It's up by 11%, which is normally 759.1% or RPM. So if you're going for specifically for that speed of fire, this is going to be definitely a better option. I mean, there is other things you can do to help a normal Bruen have good RPM, and I could probably build an RPM specific build that could probably be way better stat-wise than this build. But if you're going for that with one specific attachment, this could be a good method. Overall mobility, though, you get an insane boost in mobility. 14% movement, 20% crouch movement, 10% sprint speed, 8% tactical sprint, and 22% ADS speed. And then you get another ADS boost with the ADS. So there's ADS movement speed, and then there's regular ADS. But they're basically the same thing. But that other ADS is 14% and plus. You also get a bonus to reload quickness with 52%, 54% for reload quickness, 8% for fire to sprint to fire speed, and then you also get a 50% bonus to swap speed. Bring your swap speed up to 1200 milliseconds, which is fucking insane. That's like, I think it's about the same speed it is for most pistols to switch to them. So you're going to be switching to this, from this gun to another gun to the other gun to this gun, very, very rapidly. You also get a 19% increase in hip fire, 20% hip fire spread maximum, 20% attack sprint speed. So if you're running, I think there might be some camo challenges that require this to get like tac stance kills. This could be a really good alternative for tac stance, because this is gonna boost up that tac stance stats across the board. You also get a 15% increase for recoil, for just standard recoil, and then you get a 13% increase for vertical. But you do take a negative of 12% for horizontal, so keep that in mind. Now, in theory, you could probably make this thing better than, say, the default. The only thing is you don't have the ability to put a barrel or a muzzle on your gun. So building up the damage with the barrel and doing anything to help with recoil for the muzzle is incapable of happening. So, and you can't put no ammo types on, or you cannot change your magazine either. So again, you're losing a lot of capabilities here, because you can't make your magazine bigger or smaller. You can't add any ammo type to help with damage. You can't add any barrels to help with damage and recoil, and you can't help. You can't put a muzzle on to help you the recoil control or suppressor damages. So that's something to keep in note. You can put an underbarrel, laser, optic, stock, and rear grip on this thing, but those 5 specific attachment categories aren't going to do a whole lot for what this gun's negatives are. But again, if you're building a speed class, if you're looking for something to just run around really fast with, let's say, in shipment, but you want to still use LMGs, then this could be very well a good build because you can put a bunch of speed attachments on for all the other categories, and you would be all right. But now, do you keep in mind the more speed attachments you add, they cancel each other out after a certain extent? Because I think it's like 3 attachments of the same category. After that, it basically cancels itself out because you can't have like an entire gun just have nothing but speed. It won't make it insanely fast because there is a limitation, obviously, on these guns and what they're capable of doing. That's what's kind of confusing, and I want to talk about that more in a future video about Gunsmith, is because Gunsmith is a system that falsely encourages you to fuck up builds. In the past, guns have always been kind of baseline with like 5 attachments, and those 5 attachments usually had huge impacts on whether or not those guns, how they performed. This game, with especially in the last couple of years with the Gunsmith, it makes you, because it has so many attachments. I think over this game has over 2,000 attachments in it almost now. It makes you believe that you're changing the guns, but a lot of times there are specific attachments out of, say, 150 grips. There's 3 grips that actually do something different to the gun. The rest of the grips are kind of just meaningless. They're kind of just more visually than they are actually affecting. So, but that's a whole other video in a nutshell. This has been the Bruen breakdown. If you guys want me to do more breakdowns where I talk about the stats, the attachments that I would recommend, or anything like that, like I did this video, I will. I have skipped a ton of these aftermarket parts. I think there's over 50 aftermarket parts that I haven't made videos on. And that's something I want to make. But I will be live streaming today on YouTube again at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably start the stream earlier, depending if I'm feeling it or not. We'll be playing zombies, multiplayer, maybe some Warzone. You never really know. Probably grinding the Ultra Mastery, as I did finish the knife last night. The butt plug, says I'm going to now nickname it. I've nicknamed it in the thing is butt. But I did finish this last night for both zombies and multiplayer, so I'm officially done all the camos for the new weapons, including the Morris. The Morris is also Interstellar and Borealis. They did say also, quick update for those that watched yesterday's video, the new SMG, the FJX Horus, has been notified as being aware that this gun is currently bugged for Borealis and for Interstellar, and that in the next physical update we get, which will be a playlist update, most likely that it should eventually be fixed. So I'm assuming within the next week or two we'll have this thing fixed that you can run Interstellar or Borealis on. I don't know how long it'll take them to fix this. But yeah, and I want to do some breakdowns of these guns too in the coming days. I'm going to be pumping out tons of videos, and with the streams as well. We're looking good for the montage. I've got like 40 minutes of content to go through for the montage, so the montage is looking good too. Like we're just we're cooking. All right, we're cooking, guys. We're cooking. But thank you guys anyway for watching the video. Again, that was the Bruen video, plus a little bit of info at the end there. If you guys, I'll show you guys the challenges too real quick, just in case you guys want to pause the video and look at the challenges if I didn't show them last episode. But overall, pretty easy. You can do almost every single zombies challenge in one game. I did pretty much all LMG challenges, and I did it all in one game. So just keep that in mind. You can pretty much get that out of the way. I will say for the Cryo Freeze challenge, get 300 kills that I recommend an LMG with Cryo Freeze, that it did seem to be bugged, that it was only tracking every other Cryo Freeze kill. So I ended up having to literally get over like 1,500 kills for that Cryo Freeze challenge to track. I don't know if that'll be for everybody, but I did have that problem. Just be aware. To help you with that situation, just make sure you guys are tracking these that you're doing. Whatever ones you're doing, hit X or whatever the accept button is on your controller or keyboard. Hit that button and accept these as a tracked mission, and that way you can actually see live coverage in game of like how far you are in that challenge. It helps a lot. You do that with camos too and calling cards as well. But like that is the best method for keeping track of it. That helped me a lot when I was going through that challenge. But with that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'll see you guys later.